Hello, welcome to another video. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's just basically subscribed to the channel. I put up a couple of videos last week and actually shared them for once on a couple of social media accounts, and quite a few people said, I had no idea you were doing this, which is like literally just a bit of a hobby sat here um, on well, box of magazines, ironically. Yeah, discussing certain issues of certain mags, and just thinking back to some of my own memories of them, some stories that I've been told from interviews I've done as well. So yeah, it's something I do enjoy. Obviously, time allowing and everything like that. So a massive thank you to new subscribers. I hope you obviously enjoy watching some of it. I will try to keep videos down to about 15 minutes on average, just so we don't go on and on and on. That's why I'm going to wrap this intro up as quick as possible. So basically, I've added quite a few magazines in the collection over this last week. Some 8-bit stuff, some Sega stuff as well, which I shared a picture of, some Sega Zones, which I'll probably be looking at in the next couple of days, because I've got a bit of time this week. I might even just do a video a day, and just really try and hammer it. Again, thank you so much for anyone who's actually watched or anything like that. So basically, the magazines that I've picked up this week, I'm just gonna just show them quickly and then just look at a certain issue a bit more in depth. PC Zone, a few issues of this. This is from 2002-2003 era. So by this point, the PC obviously very popular. So this is coming up to around the time started at Game Station in 2004. So I was slowly so massive. That just shows how heavy that issue is to me. That's such a slap, but it was a Christmas issue, I think it was. It just shows like around this point, in 2002, yeah, I was at uni doing a film studies degree, so I was getting back into the game side. Didn't actually have a decent PC at the time. I think I could play like Age of Empires 2, like on a local network, and Sims was played quite a bit as well. I won Empire Earth as well, another RTS. So yeah, I picked those up because I wanted to have a look at them. Obviously, I've made friends with a few people that have wrote for those magazines as well, so I think it's something that will be worth having a bit of a look at in some better detail. Also, a copy of Big K from 1984. So, God, you think 40 years ago? 40 years ago. Flexidisc is no longer with it. But yeah, this was like a multi-format computer magazine. And then we also had a Sinclair User from EMAP. Never really gets mentioned so much User. The two I'm going to look at in a minute get the most love when it comes to Spectrum magazines. But on the cover here you got Nightmare, and this is from December 1987, so going into 88. Also we've got, like I said, this is only just a very quick look. Then we've got a few of very early computer and video games, also known as CVG, later on. So we've got like November 1982, so I was 3 then. The Croydon Blag and Pymania on the cover. This was like leading up to Christmas as well, so I'm going to actually do a proper in-depth video on this one because there's some really interesting things. We're looking at the prices of some of the technology. If I can quickly find it, I probably won't be able to. This is why now I think what I'm going to start doing is getting like little sticky notes, to put inside. Oh no, it'll, when I have a proper look through it, I'll point it out, because it was showing like Commodore 64, I think about £400, and then again some more early CVG. I still end up saying CVG even when I'm discussing it for Pixel Addict and Amiga Addict and things. I think that's just it. I don't know if it's laziness or it's just obviously what it was called, you know, by mates. I don't know that many people. Tron there on the cover of that one. I don't know that many mates who actually called it Computer and Video Games, you know, a full title. And then the other one was a few issues of Crash. So there was like the Christmas issues here, which are obviously really, really thick. Loads of stuff in there. And that one as well. Obviously, Olive Frey's artwork, known for being excellent. Still a sad loss, you know, a couple of years now, I think it is, since sadly he passed. But yeah, it's like, you look at it, it's still so iconic, and it's like that one there, Beyond the Ice Palace. Sequel to that game coming out quite soon as well, which is quite surprising. And the other thing that I only found out recently, I could be well off the pace with this, Project X, the Amiga Team 17 game, as having a sequel. So I've just added an account on Facebook, just keeping up with that. I'm intrigued to see what it is. Like, I'm awful at Project X. I've tried to play it fairly recently, and it's just such a hard shooter. But the music was amazing, and honestly, if you manage to get like Alistair Brimble doing the soundtrack again for this new game, that'd be mint. So this one I picked up because I really like the cover. I've talked about Eagle before because it's a comic I used to actually buy. Dan Dare comic strip, obviously fantastic when it did get relaunched in the 80s. And then we also had Computer Warrior strip as well. That's something I did a piece on for Amiga Addict. Oh God, must have been about 2.5 years ago now, looking at like all the games that the main guy got sucked into. But yeah, absolutely, you know, brilliant. Like, Eagle was a big part of, you know, growing up in the 80s and possibly, yeah, really very early 90s. I think it ended about January 92. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just gonna a quick look at these two. I'm gonna do the second video on Your Sinclair. So I'm going to look at these in better detail in a minute. Well, not a minute, but you know, the next video we'll be looking at those. So the one I'm going to look at right now, though, is PC format. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth with this, but I put a post out on Facebook, and I was like, I'm also a member of like a Future Publishing Facebook group as well. And it's like, why does no one ever mention this, really? Because it's all PC Zone gets mentioned a lot, PC Gamer. Obviously, you've got still Mac format, Linux format, but the format range of titles used to be so popular. You know, you think you had ST format, you had Amiga format, and then obviously PC format came along. So, what, by this point it's been on 4 years. So I think it started roughly about 92, I guess. Didn't actually do my homework on that, I'll hold my hands up. So this one here is May 1995, issue 44, at a £5. And this would have come with a CD-ROM. So this is the stage where I'm about to actually get a Pentium 75. Still got the Amiga 1200. So the Amiga is just finishing off really its last fully commercial year, where if anyone watched the special reserve video I did, you still got, you know, full page of games, hardware, everything like that. The rumours for Amiga were like going, oh, you know what, it's going to be fine, we're going to get a new buyer, it's all good. It wasn't, as well we know. So I shouldn't whisper when I'm just recording, but anyway, it wasn't. So, PC format, okay, so this is obviously a magazine which has the serious side and also a bit of gaming as well. So 4-speed CD drives, the fastest drives at the cheapest prices. Get with the program, a crash course in do-it-yourself programming as well. So again, this is something that I've never really got into, the whole programming side. I'm just going to point out just a couple of brief things here. So the editor is Dan Slingsby, who was editor of CU Amiga, if I'm remembering correctly, and also on the intro pages, contents pages, we've also got Terry Pratchett as well. Obviously brought the Discworld games to various machines. which were really popular. Obviously got good marks, good scores even. So let's have a look. First page of the news, like I say, just keep an eye on the time. If we go over, I'll try and keep it under 20 minutes at the most. So we've got Windows 95, obviously a big step up on Windows 3.1. I do remember this being a big deal, but around this time, it's still obviously using your, your DOS prompts as well to get, your games up and running. In fact, it even mentions that with some of the demos as well, which I'll get to in a few minutes. So let's have a look. We have got the games chart. So again, set out just like your Amiga format and everything. Obviously, we've got to follow the tried and tested method. Games chart, SimCity 2000, IndyCar Racing, Premier Manager 3, FIFA International Soccer, TIE Fighter, Doom 2, Cannon Fodder 2, Frontier Elite 2, NASCAR Racing, and The Lion King. Quite a mixed bag, really. But by this point, this is where PC gaming was just really about to start taking off. You got things like Duke Nukem and Quake, just on the horizon. And a CD-ROM chart, Microcosm, Reunion, Innocent Until Caught, Wing Commander 3, Creature Shock, Magic Carpet, Doom 2, Theme Park, Premier Manager 3, and PGA Tour Golf. Got an advert here for Sim Tower. I'm just pointing that out. It's a game I've never played, but we did feature it in Pixel Addict recently. Again, I've only spent time with like SimCity and SimCity 2000. Tried SimAnt once, just could never get my head around it at all. But you've also got a lot of games news. Bearing in mind, this isn't really the games pages. You just have all the techie news and games news together. Bullfrog, obviously hard at work. Creation, Theme Hospital, Biosphere, Myst, Dungeon Keeper, which was absolutely a huge title for them. I'm not too sure if all of those came out. We've also got the game Z or Z, depending where you're from, by the Bitmap Brothers as well. Never actually played that, which is surprising. Still after all these years. I was totally unaware that these came out on PC. These compilation games, really. See, I saw adverts in the games console magazines, for Super Nintendo and Mega Drive. But they've brought out quite a few. Cannon Fodder and Beneath a Steel Sky, UFO and Syndicate. That's a really good one, definitely. Something called Bloodnet, which I cannot remember. And I can't even really tell what that one is. Is it Mega Race or something? Mega Race, I think. June and Seventh Guest, Alone in the Dark, and something else. And again, it's just too dark there. So I'm just going to quickly whiz through this. We have actually got the cover feature here on the Code Masters. So this is meant to be almost an idiot's guide to having a look at what we got. Mind your language. Yes, so this is looking at the different programming languages there that are available. So we've got, just quickly show that. So we've got Visual C++, Visual Basic, Borland, Turbo Pascal for Windows, Delphi, and a couple of others. And then this is quite a few pages. They've also interviewed a few actual games programmers there. Revolution Software, Peter Molyneux, I think I saw as well. Yeah, well, Bullfrog, and also Argonaut Software there as well. James Binns, someone who we've met in person and also worked on so many fantastic magazines, including Total. He was heading up the games section, but he has spoke to the people behind the games as well. And then they have got this 16-page install, not exactly a pull-out, but its own separate little bit in the magazine telling you how to install the demos, the utilities and things like that. Obviously we broke it up into the CD-ROM side and also the 3.5-inch floppy side as well, which came with 2 floppy disks at the 3.5. So what else have we got? Just gonna whiz on. We have got the 3-page interview here with Terry Pratchett. Obviously a massive deal as well, getting that. I was just thinking, and then like again asking his thoughts on gaming. That's something I'm actually going to have a proper read of. Used to really like his Discworld novels. Not read any like for years, you know, but back when I was a teenager, you know, probably up to about 20, 21, I used to really enjoy them, you know, and then obviously playing the games as well. So here we are now into the game section. So at the time, I was looking at the 1993 94 PC magazines. The Amiga was getting the titles first and the PC a little bit later. This is sort of a tipping point now. We have got a couple of previews. We've got BioForge reviews. I'm just trying to actually find a score for it. Where have they actually done it? I'm not actually seeing. Oh yeah, God, it's right at the bottom. Actually, I'm still not seeing the score for BioForge. We've also got this though, Flight of the Amazon Queen. Popular Amiga game as well, point-and-click adventure. Quite a late game for Amiga, but we gave this 86% on PC. What else have we got? Discworld, Speak of the Devil. So fits in nicely with the Terry Pratchett interview. And they've given that 80%. Bit low, really. But that's one of the games I actually bought, you know, when I did get me Pentium. This surprised me, but some people might just want it for quick games. The Atari 2600 Action Pack, 50%. Obviously, a load of games included, but I think it's more of a case that even then, people were obviously after retro gaming fixes, you know, and wanting to get stuck in to a bit of a easy, quicker to play stuff. SimCity 2000 Urban Renewal Kit getting 61%. Not really the type of thing I'd have picked up back in the day. Bureau 13, 31%. Eesh, that doesn't sound good at all. Then we've got an advert here for something called Amstrad Direct. Guy dressed up as Robin Hood for some reason. Again, I was saying to someone the other day, basically with the PC game, it seemed like we were out of date within 6 months, and you know, then you needed more and more stuff, you know, and a better graphics card, more memory, more RAM, you know, and I know them two are linked. But yeah, it just seemed to never end. And I know that obviously the Amiga was going that way as well, but by that point I'd gone back onto consoles, and obviously I had the PC for point-and-click adventures and Champ Manager 2. Let's whiz forward a little bit. Jungle Strike came out middle of 1995. This came out about a year earlier on Amiga because I've just covered this for Amiga Addict. So we gave that 65%, which isn't terrible. Stardust as well, another Amiga title, 80% there. And then we've also got the budget games, tips and tactics on things like, what have we got? Alone in the Dark 3. A game I always wanted to try and get into, the Alone in the Dark series, but I don't know, it's just never really clicked with me. I know it's obviously got the tank controls that, you know, Resident Evil obviously used as well, but again, you know, it's a game of its time. And then we've also got the hardware stuff now, tried and tested. CD-ROM drives. I remember getting the Pentium 75 and going, oh yeah, we'll just do a 4-speed CD-ROM drive. It's going to be so quick. You know, it's going to give you everything you need. And then we've also got multimedia speakers, because that's the other thing you needed as well. You needed those external speakers. We've got scanners. We've got monitors, you know, all the things. What have we got here? Let's have a quick look. Photoshop 3.0. 90% though, so I suppose to be Photoshop stuff, serious bit of kit, not the type of thing I really use my PC for, unless it was a utility that came on a cover disc. I tended not to, you know, pick any of them up. And then we've also got Image 2.0 as well. I know that Gareth over on Amiga Addict has looked at the Amiga versions of Image, and then we've got the usual letters and everything like that. And just to quickly just sign off there, some of the names, like I say, we've also got Rich Pelly on there as well. So that was a quick look, as quick as I could. So almost 29 years ago, getting on for 30 years ago now. So yeah, PC format, not bad. It never really gets mentioned, as said. Hope you enjoyed that. Bit of a look back at some PC gaming. Like I say, the next video I'm going to look at is Your Sinclair. I'm also going to have a look at a couple of early CVG, or computer and video games, this week, and also show you those Sega Zone that I picked up as well, because a couple of them still have the gifts on them, so it's a nice touch. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.